At the worst times in our lives, we are asked to be the strongest and bravest, and sometimes we even surprise ourselves. We begin on the afternoon of June 4th, 1995, as 15-year-old Casey Floyd was riding his dirt bike in a rugged area outside Stanford, Kentucky.
I've been riding motorcycles and dirt bikes, four-wheelers since I was 4 years old. Every Sunday there's at least 5 to 10 dune buggies that ride. It's probably more dangerous to ride a dune buggy because when you get to flipping, you're in trouble. I got to the top of the hill and looked down and I seen a dune buggy playing around. There's a hill called I-75. It's real long and steep, real rough and rocky, got big rocks.
When we continue.
His head was bleeding real bad. I knew he had a broken neck because he couldn't move his legs or feet. I just didn't think that they would be there quick enough.
When the dune buggy flipped in a remote area of Kentucky, 15-year-old Casey Floyd was the only person who happened to be nearby.
I heard something like a tree falling, a crashing sound. When I got to the bottom, I saw the dune buggy and it was wrecked and beat up pretty bad. Ma'am, you okay?
Leg.
Her leg was pinned underneath the bars of the dune buggy. The woman kept talking about her friend, and so I finally looked around and seen a man. Sir, are you okay? His head was bleeding real bad, and he was unconscious. I could notice 2 of my friends coming towards me. Michael, there's a wreck back here. You go call for help. You come with me. When me and my friend got back to the site, we went over to the woman and told her that help was on the way. Told her to stay calm.
Among those dispatched to the scene was EMT Jeff Godby with Stanford EMS.
I don't know where this road's going to take us. We took the ambulance in as far as it would go till the road got too rough. We wasn't real sure where to go.
I'll let you know what we got.
I knew he had a broken neck because he couldn't move his legs or feet. I just didn't think that they would be there quick enough.
What's going on?
I saw one patient lying on the ground.
How are you? Talk to me. Talk to me.
A man called me by name,
Where are you
and I
at?
didn't recognize him at first, but then everything just kind of clicked together. I realized it was Brad Oakes, a friend and a police officer with the police department here in Stanford.
Did you get flipped out?
Whenever it's somebody you know, everything just kicks into high gear. You cross all your T's and dot all your I's.
Are you hurting anywhere else other than your head? Talk to
He
me.
kept repeating himself, and that was an early on sign of a possible head injury. I knew who the passenger was that was still in the dune buggy. It was Priscilla. She was complaining of pain to both of her legs. One of was kind of angulated to the outside.
Anywhere else?
Within 14 minutes of the call, a Lincoln County rescue unit arrived, including EMT Ron Lester.
She called my name out. I looked and saw who it was. It kind of made my heart sink. And we've known each other all through school. Stay calm, okay? She was harnessed in, but I figure she took a pretty rough hit.
You all right, Priscilla?
Brad was repeating one question over and over and over again. That was, where's Priscilla? And the more often he repeated the questions, I know the worse his head injury was getting.
1, 2, and 3.
There was a big puddle of blood. His head was laying in it. It kind of got me sick at one time.
Priscilla's injuries appeared to be stable. Brad's injuries, however, appeared to be progressively getting worse.
Doing fine, doing fine. Come on, Brad, talk to us, bud.
At this point, Brad didn't even recognize me. I could call him by name, and, he was just talking out of his head.
I knew I was hurting, but I was thinking more of Brad. I thought I might lose him.
He's almost here.
So I kept comforting her, telling her that he was going to be fine. But if he did pull through, there was the possibilities of brain damage and paralysis.
We go through all this training. They teach us how to save people's lives, and we're doing everything by the book. And regardless, Brad just continuously got worse.
I reached over and grabbed his hand,
Doing fine.
and he didn't try to hold my hand or anything.
Brad, don't move.
I was pretty shook up. I was crying. It's pretty upsetting.
A SkyCare helicopter transported Brad Oakes and Priscilla Kennedy to University of Kentucky Chandler Medical Center, where they were examined by neurosurgeon Deborah Blades.
Okay, this is the second patient from this.
Priscilla was assessed and was found only to have injuries to her legs. She did not have any neurologic injury that required our further intervention. But Mr. Oakes did not wear a seatbelt. When I hear about a patient being thrown from any vehicle, I worry about severe head injury and spinal injury.
Lay down, man, come on.
With the degree of his combativeness, he could severely injure himself and render himself quadriplegic or even die suddenly.
Brad's mother, Wanda Oakes, waited for word on his condition.
The doctor came in and said his neck was broken in 2 places. His clavicle was broken, and he had a head injury.
Brad's stable right
The spinal cord was still intact, they felt, but they didn't know about brain damage.
now, and she's going to be fine.
I thought as long as he didn't die, we could handle anything. As long as he didn't die.
Brad?
I don't think there's any words to describe it when you think you might lose a child. All I could think about mostly was his 3 little kids. They idolize their daddy. They think he hung the moon.
They thought maybe he could have brain damage whenever he woke up.
Brad, it's me, Priscilla.
I thought, he's not going to know me. I didn't want to lose him because we had just started our life together.
The next day, when I went in, I called his name. I said, Brad, do you know who I am? And he said, you're my mom.
In 2 days, Mr. Oakes was speaking properly, answering our questions. I explained to him that he could not go home until he was fully capable of walking with the specially designed halo vest.
Excellent.
He got up out of bed and walked the length of his hospital room. I was very surprised that he was able to walk out of the hospital in 3 days after his accident.
It took 5 months for 29-year-old Brad Oakes to completely recover.
Whenever I had went for my first checkup, I had met a fellow. He had broken one of the vertebrae that I had crushed. Except I was sitting in a chair and he got wheeled in a wheelchair. He said, you mean you broke 2 vertebrae in your neck and you're still walking? I said, yeah, I'm pretty lucky.
Anytime you're participating in any type of sport, especially with off-road vehicles, you have to wear the proper gear. If you don't wear the proper gear, proper safety equipment, you're just asking to get hurt.
I knew all the people that came to help me. There's really no way to say thank you for everything they do. And I just tell them, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be around.
He sees things differently now. He's a lot more careful with a whole lot of things that he does. When I see Brad today, the kids, I'm so thankful that we both made it.
My kids mean everything to me. I wonder what it would have been like if I wouldn't have made it, or if things had turned out different. You know, I don't like the idea of my kids pushing me around in a wheelchair. I just thank the Lord that He let me stay around to be with them.
On June 27, 1995, Ruth Selby was babysitting her 2.5-year-old grandson, Marcus Furman, as she often did at her daughter and son-in-law's home in Sacramento, California. But on this day, she ended up needing a little extra help. Much of the footage in this story was taped as events unfolded.
Marcus and I have that special bond because I lost my husband just when he was born. Well, he filled the void. He has so much energy. He likes to get on that noodle, and he'll push himself off the step and get out in the middle. I got you. I push you back out there. Then he'll come back. Push over. He's coming after you. He's going to get you. All of a sudden, he decides he's had enough. Are you done? And you know he wants out because down go the trunks. And he steps out of them. Oh, he went swimming. And that's it. You catch me before I get in the door, Nana. Otherwise, I go in wet. I'll get your suit in a minute. I'll be done in a minute, sweetie. Let me hang your suit up. Just a minute. Okay, how did you get in there? He was sitting into the pool skimmer. Yeah. And I thought all I had to do was lift him out of that basket. Okay. One. Oh, goodness. I think you're stuck, baby. I tried 3 times. Ouch, Nana, ouch. The angle wasn't big enough to allow his little buttocks to clear the top so his knees could back up. You stay still. Wait, I go get your pillow. I'm going to get you a pillow for your head. We need help, okay? Just a minute. I did think it was silly at first. I really did. But they didn't.
Is he submerged under the water at all, or is there...
Ruth called 911 and explained her young grandson's predicament.
They said, we'll be there.
Okay, what we'll
just keep him comfortable as you can.
Okay, and they'll be there in just
and
a couple
we just talked. I told him the story of the 3 little pigs 100 times, because that's his favorite story. And he just stayed calm.
Within 10 minutes, a Sacramento fire unit arrived on scene, including firefighter John Segali.
We've had everything stuck. I mean, I've seen some stuff, but to be able to squeeze down into something the way he did, that was just 1 in a million. Only a little boy could get in something like that. Marcus, how'd you get in there? We could see from his color that his circulation was okay. His knees are up against a sleeve here. You try to go for the simplest to the worst, you know. You really don't want to tear his father's swimming pool apart. A little cold, just a little soap, Marcus. See if it'll make you nice and slippery. It looked like a little soap was going to get him right out of there. He didn't have any trunks on. He was in his birthday suit and just soft as a baby. But it wasn't that easy. Yeah, maybe we can cover him a little bit. We can shift this edge away from the ring. Cut that ring with a hacksaw blade. Grandma had no problem saying, take the pool out. You know, a lot of people will get down there in a situation like that and figure, geez, I don't want to call the fire department. I don't want to call anybody. And they start yanking and pulling. She would have really, really hurt him. Okay. Careful with his arms. That thing's sharp. Okay.
Looks like he's stuck in there, huh?
Yeah, he's still stuck. We were going to take the pool out. That's all it was to it. But we needed a little more than the chisel that we had in the hacksaw, and so then that's when we called the Rescue 6.
Captain Jay Bowdler was among the members of the specially trained and equipped rescue unit.
It's an outgrowth of the Federal Urban Search and Rescue Team, which goes out to things like the Loma Prieta earthquake, Northridge, and most recently we went to Oklahoma City at the bombing there.
Battalion Chief Joe Cherry took charge of the scene.
My concern was get him out quickly, but don't get him out so quickly that you hurt him.
He's got some sharp edges that trap his knees, both top and bottom.
Here, that we were going to be able to get him out rapidly unless we just went in and start jackhammering out the concrete.
One of the legs is the only complaint.
We probably had a couple more editions of the Three Little Pigs. He was very relaxed and very calm the whole time. Amazing for a little 3-year-old.
Now, you said his feet are folded up back like this?
Right, he's sitting on his knees.
Nowhere in any training do you teach these people how to tear into a pool strainer. But I know how they're built and I know how they're put together. And so it's reversing the process. Being a typical 3-year-old, you didn't want to have the oxygen on, which was assisting for, O2 in the blood and for the circulation problems that we were expecting.
The one fireman had hold of his hand. And just to make sure he wasn't going into shock or anything, he'd occasionally ask, "Squeeze my hand, Marcus. Are you all right?" And Marcus squeezed his hand every time.
Now we had to be concerned with his shins. Everybody's shins are bad, and especially little boys. I guess that's what they're made for, girls to kick them in their shins. I've got fat hands, and it helped being that I could get my hand in there between his shins and the bottom of the drain.
Virginia's our neighbor, and she brought Marcus a popsicle at one point and got a drink for him, which I tried to give him, but he was not going to have anything to drink or anything to eat until he got out of that basket.
My guys were wonderful. I mean, they were talking to him about whether he wanted to be a firefighter when he grew up, and trying to explain to him, "Oh, look at that. This is a neat tool. Look at that thing, Marcus. Oh, look at that drill. Does Daddy have a drill like that?" So you have this 3-year-old dialogue going on. I think most firefighters are sometimes 3-year-olds at heart.
Get back the lawnmower, okay? They're going to drill a little bit.
I knew they had to get very close to him with the drill. They kept him shielded. The one fireman, which he later called Big D, held his hands right on his knees and right on his thigh, so that if they got too close to any kind of flesh, that it would be theirs and not Marcus's. All right, it's going to be all right.
Every step we took, you felt like that was going to be the last one you were going to have to take. You figured this was going to be it. He's going to pop right out of there. And no, he wouldn't pop out of there.
You like making noise? I love making noise.
By the time Marcus's father, Mark, got home, the little boy had been stuck in the pool skimmer for nearly 2 hours.
And there's fire trucks parked here and an ambulance and, the news crews and neighbors are all, both sides of the street, all kind of looking over around. I want to see how my son's doing. And just because of the sheer number of people around him, there was no way I could actually get to him.
Is it your knees? At one point in time, he started to cry. We were hoping to sort of keep his mind focused on something else. And Dad took that job over from us after he jumped in the swimming pool. And believe me, that was a help, because then we could concentrate on nothing but the extrication.
Stop. Big time stop. Be careful next time, huh?
At that point, you're not thinking about what it's going to cost you to get it fixed or anything else. It's just, okay, how much more are we going to do to get him loose?
My mother always said, if you fall and cry, you are fine. It's when they fall and you don't hear a sound that you better get scared. I was very, very relieved when he got out of there and screamed.
As I walked through the living room, I saw that they were checking his vitals. And I reached down to him and I said, Marcus, you're a really strong, tough little man. And he shook my hand just like a little man would. It was kind of neat.
Marcus was treated for minor cuts and bruises at a nearby hospital and released.
3 days before, I was out cleaning the filters, and Marcus was watching exactly what I was doing. He saw how I pulled the cap off, how I took the filter out and emptied it.
If you were with Marcus all day long, you would find out what he can do. If you use a hammer, he'll use a hammer. If I vacuum, he has to vacuum. And he does a good job.
Hi, son.
Too often, public servants are not appreciated enough. They spent a lot of time and a lot of effort taking care of my son, and I want to show how appreciative I am.
Look at the other guys.
It wasn't until later that I found out that the one unit that was actually there was also there with Oklahoma City bombing. That definitely makes you feel a lot more safe to know that that unit is here in town.
You cook this yourself?
I guess it's stored.
You wish. Don't you know the recipe?
Marcus was as happy as he could be to get out of there. He watched what they did and shows us what they did all the time. How they got him out, how they chipped away the cement.
With a big truck, so
But of course at 3, nobody can understand it but Nana and Mom.
Go! Blow! Get up! Go! Blow!
Shortly after the incident, Marcus celebrated his 3rd birthday.
He knows that she's the grandmother and I'm the mom, but it's kind of like he's got 2 moms. I don't know how she does it sometimes, to be quite honest with you. I mean, on my days off, when I've got them all day, I can appreciate that much more that I've got her.
Oh, a new comic tape!
I would not say Marcus would never do that again because he's just too into everything.
Next.
I could see turbulence that was hitting other paragliders. I saw it hit Terry. It was almost like him hitting a wall.
The Aspen Mountain ski area in Colorado is a favorite place for paragliding, attracting flyers from around the world eager for a chance to step off into space from the 11,000-foot launching site.
On June 6, 1994, around 10 a.m., Raoul Willie and his friend Chadwick Wang were heading up the mountain to make their first flight of the day.
It looked like a great day. We could see that there was a lot of other paragliders, all my buddies, in the air. Paragliding is really one of the closest things to free flight that there is. The main thing you're trying to do is find thermals and go up higher than where you take off. We actually watch the birds a lot, kind of mimic what they do.
Alex Palmas and his friend Terry Paulson were already at the top, preparing to launch.
Terry and I were pretty new pilots. We hadn't had that many flights in. And we just started searching for thermals. Sometimes thermals can be pretty strong. You can get into a thermal that's going up at 1,300 feet per minute. I was a little higher than Terry. I could see turbulence that was hitting other paragliders. I saw it hit Terry. It was almost like him hitting a wall.
Look, it's Terry. He's out of control.
It was apparent that he was going to hit the ground very hard.
miraculously, the glider caught on the gondola cable.
And there's a kind of a split second of relief where you realize, wow, he didn't hit the ground. Then it's a realization that now the gondola is pulling him towards the next tower.
I thought that he was going to get sucked up into those wheels and eaten up.
You could see him just kind of bouncing a little bit and going a little bit lower. And those wheels start cutting through his glider, all his lines.
A couple more of those wheels, it would have cut the rest of those strings, and he would have dropped off about 150 feet to the ground. And he started going down, and then went out of sight, still just hanging by his paraglider.
Stop the gondola! Stop the gondola!
Ski patroller Corey Bretman happened to be working nearby.
Raoul was yelling to stop it, and we didn't know why. But we radioed the top of the gondola.
Paul, stop the gondola. Repeat, shut down the gondola. Just coming off a paraglider, has hit the cable, and he's hanging on the cable. What's his location? He's probably 6 towers back.
Corey stopped to pick up specialized rescue equipment, then headed to the scene.
The Mars unit was designed to be used for a full gondola evacuation should something ever happen to the gondola, and we have to evacuate all the cars.
Though all ski patrol members trained with the equipment, Corey had never used it before.
My biggest fear was that we didn't know what he was hanging by.
Hang on, Terry, we're just about to you.
I was worried that if I rolled onto the car that, it could have been the last little thread.
Okay, Corey, let her open. Wide open, wide open. Good job. Terry, are you injured? I think I'm okay.
I was relieved to find out that he wasn't injured, because that would have complicated things. The most tense part was finding out what exactly he was hanging by, which wasn't much. It was about 6 or 8 of his risers, which are about 1 or 2 millimeter per long cord.
Hang in there, Terry. Pay attention now. I'm going to lower this rope to you. I'll swing it over to you. And I want you to clip this black carabiner in your harness, okay? Okay, we got you. You're on belay.
And at that point, I rolled onto the car and we started cutting nylon away.
If you've got a knife, go ahead and cut yourself loose. Okay, Terry, real slowly to the ground now. Okay. Got him.
Terry, we're gonna go all put you all the way to the ground.
I was feeling shaken. It was good to have ground under my feet.
Terry is an extremely lucky guy. If that gondola hadn't been there, I think he would have been either dead or hurt really bad.
We've got, I don't know how many square acres on Aspen Mountain, but the odds of doing something like this must be up with winning the lottery or getting struck with lightning.
All right. Good to have you down. Good job, Corey.
You okay?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm okay.
Within 5 days of the incident, Terry was paragliding again.
Yeah, it was a wonderful feeling because the air was very smooth, and it was reassuring to know that there wasn't some evil force out there wanting to knock me out of the sky. It changed me in a way that I have more respect for the wind. I'm more cautious now when I look at the conditions to see whether I'm going to fly or not. The old saying about there are no old bold pilots serves quite well with this. I feel grateful to Raoul and Chadwick, Corey, of course. I mean, all these things came together
On a particular day, for a particular reason, it seems to me, I still love the sport because you can actually fly with the wind and be one with nature. There's nothing like it.
Next.
I just had a hunch and I decided to go in a little bit deeper into the park. My headlights picked up on something that was behind a tree. It was white and I couldn't really distinguish what it was.
Every so often, life unfolds in ways more mysterious than fiction, as one group of people in a small Midwestern town discovered in the spring of 1994.
Dispatcher Lisa LeBaire was on duty at the Oakland County Sheriff's Department.
Central Dispatch, Oakland County.
That night we received a call from a nurse at North Oakland Medical Center.
Okay, a woman called you and said that her husband was beating her up and threatened to kill the baby.
She had received a call from an anonymous caller reporting a disturbance out on Livingston Road in Highland Township.
Did she give you any vehicle description?
It's a real rural area, so we couldn't think of any payphones they would be calling from.
Okay, we'll send some deputies right out.
So we were a little confused as to where the call originated from. 811 and 812 respond to Livingston west of Beaumont, report of a man beating a woman.
At 11:34 p.m., 2 units were dispatched to the area, including Sheriff's Deputy Bill Lisenby.
The call that was given to us was real sketchy. John Olsenheimer started in one direction. I came in the opposite direction. So what we decided to do is sort of meet in the middle and see if we could find where this family fight was.
I didn't encounter any vehicles or anybody on the road or anything in between there and Livingston and Beaumont roads.
Deputy John Ausnamer approached the area from the east.
It was pretty unusual that we were getting a call to a family fight with 2 intersecting streets. Generally, if it's at 2 intersecting streets, there would be a payphone or something around where somebody could make a phone call. I didn't see anything or anybody in the area. About a half mile down Livingston Road is a recreation area, and as I drove by there, I shined the spotlight around. I continued west and finally met up with Deputy Lisenby. He said that he hadn't seen anything coming in from the direction that he did. We have 2 Beaumonts in Highland Township. We decided that it was possible and more likely that the family fight was at the other Beaumont Road.
We went up there, but couldn't find anybody there.
We have nothing at the intersection here.
We told our dispatch that we couldn't locate anything and we cleared.
3 hours later, around 2:15 a.m., Deputy Lisenby was midway through his shift.
Once we answered all our calls and took care of any other police business we had, for some reason I decided to go back there and ride that road one more time. I just had a hunch and I decided to go in a little bit deeper into the more inaccessible parts of the park. As I was retracing my steps, just creeping alongside the road, my headlights picked up on something that was behind a tree. It was white, and I couldn't really distinguish what it was. I turned my spotlight on it, and I could see that there was something laying on this white object. It looked to me like a baby doll. But when I got up close and I saw a knee move, I realized it was a live baby. The skin was exposed other than a little diaper on him. I put him inside my jacket to warm him up. My first concern was he was real cold to the touch. We needed the emergency services brought to the scene as quick as possible.
KNHQ 532, Station 16 Highland. Respond to Livingston west of Beaumont, a found baby.
The other thoughts that I had was, how could anybody leave a baby like this?
There you go.
It's really just heart-wrenching to see that somebody would just abandon a baby like that. When the first rescue rig got there and the first fireman come up and said, "I'll take the baby," he started to cry.
Yep. He's real cool.
I just wanted to grab him and pull him back and hold him, just give him another hug.
Over here. Take you over there.
He had fire department personnel assist us in the search of the area for our mother or father or any other evidence that we could, because there was no evidence of who this baby was. There was no tags, no notes, nothing. We couldn't find anything.
Fleet Ambulance paramedic Sean Gillespie and his partner took over the little baby's care.
We noticed that there weren't any obvious injuries. He didn't have any abrasions, lacerations. But we didn't know how long the baby had been out there. We did notice that he was very cold, and that was our main concern at that point, that the baby could be in hypothermia.
All right, Sean, let's wrap it up then.
Deputy Lisenby was almost immediately attached.
Hey,
Whatever drew him there, drew him to that child. And it was obvious that he was very intent on making sure that the baby was taken care of.
We're out of here. Okay. Take good care of him. Will do.
I feel that destiny or fate had put everything into motion. But I was just happy that I was there at the right time and at the right moment to find him.
At North Oakland Medical Centers, the infant was examined by emergency physician Philip Masterson.
They found a baby alongside the road, is laying out there.
I didn't know how old the child was. I didn't know how cold it was. We looked for blueness or discoloration.
Another set of vitals.
And the fact that his hands and feet was pink was a good sign for me.
I need to wait.
It was determined that 8-pound, 1-ounce baby John Doe was no more than a couple of days old.
He slowly perked up.
Go ahead and that bolus of 75 cc.
To see that this kid was doing okay was a great sense of relief. We enjoyed being with him. Yes. Hey, I'm okay. And it's always hard to see a baby abandoned or injured. And it was, in my opinion, really a miracle that he was found and safe.
The Michigan Department of Social Services set out to place the baby in a foster home.
Okay, we gotta come up with
The first people they called were Bonnie and her husband Michael.
It'll be C.
When we got the call and realized that this child had been abandoned, we didn't want to bring him home calling him Baby John Doe or Baby Doe. So we had to come up with a name, and it kind of was a family project.
Connor. No, you got it. Corey.
Because we have two other little guys who names happen to begin with an A and a B, that maybe it was time we needed a C.
Caleb Mick. Do you like Caleb?
It wouldn't be my first pick.
We started going through all of the C names that we liked, and then started erasing ones that were nephews and friends. Well, what do you think of Cody? Cody.
Sounds great.
And we ended up narrowing it down, and we came up with a Cody. The first time I saw him, he was just so totally tiny and totally alone. I felt a maternal gut instinct. I needed to pick him up and to hold him and to say, things are cool now. Just moving him and starting to pick him up, we set off the heart monitor alarm. The nurses were totally delightful and knew that he needed to be snuggled and hugged as much as I needed to coddle him up too. Everybody was real helpful because everybody wanted to give this kid what they all thought he needed. I was what he needed. I mean, he just needed a mom. It didn't matter for how long. It was real emotional, but it was real quiet. There was just not too much to say. It was the easiest, fastest, quickest, bonding, almost instantaneous.
Swing? It's a good swing, okay? Come on, room.
In the year and a half that has passed, no one has ever come forward to claim the baby boy.
When we first took Cody into our house, the thought of adoption never even occurred to us. We just figured it was going to be for a little while, and then, you know, the parents will turn up. The opportunity presented itself when the parents' rights were terminated. There really wasn't much question about it. We were going to adopt him. He's just a happy little guy, and he's just another part of the family. You know, he's just another one of the 6. Fits right in.
18-year-old Shannon has been around for all 30 of her family's foster children.
I think there was a connection that was different with other foster kids because we were the only family that he's ever known. Cody is definitely something special.
1 shoe, 2 shoe. Where's Cody wishing go?
He was meant to be with us, and he's here, so he's not leaving.
7-year-old Alex and Cody have grown very close.
Me and him are best buds because when me and him play together, we always giggle. He never ever did anything mean to me, and I never ever do anything mean to him. Because being a little bro and a big bro means that you can be nice and stuff.
Hey, how's it going?
I think the biggest hero in this whole story would obviously be Deputy Bill Lisenby.
Hi, Cody.
He stops by to see how Cody's doing, and he came to his birthday party and his adoption party, and he's been a mainstay ever since.
Here's Alex.
He's just like another dad.
Here we go.
We have a very special relationship.
There's some over there, too.
As the time has progressed since I found him, it just seems to be getting stronger and stronger.
Yeah, you throw it.
Cody has really changed my life.
I'll give you a big hug.
I could never figure out how or why Deputy Bill stumbled across him and found him. And I couldn't narrow it down as to why our home got the phone call to take him, other than this was a master plan from someplace else.
Big hug. Nope, big hug. Nope, get another hug? Okay.